MAGA supporters are furious with Justice Amy Coney Barrett for betraying America by apparently not being completely awful to migrants. Now, the very conservative anti-choice Trump appointee joined Chief Justice John Roberts and the 3 liberal justices to temporarily allow Border Patrol to clear away miles of razor wire installed by Texas Governor Greg Abbott. Abbott put up the wire to try to prevent migrants from coming into the country through the border, even though the vast majority of border crossings actually happen at ports of entry, or they just fly in. Okay. Nonetheless, he put it up, claimed states' rights, and then went to court when the Biden administration said, actually, you can't do that. Now, immigration, of course, is a federal matter, and so that's why the administration is saying you can't just block off the border to the entire country. No, that's not your purview. It's not your job. In fact, Border Patrol actually said that this makes their job harder. Normally, I'm not against things that make Border Patrol's job a little bit more difficult. That said, none of that matters to Greg Abbott, who just wanted to virtue signal to his base and pretend that he's doing something about immigration. Now, of course, it worked. The MAGA faithful took the Texas governor's side and said that Coney Barrett had actually betrayed them and is even aiding the invasion of America. Here's Laura Loomer. In a shocking ruling today, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled 5-4 that Joe Biden can tear down the Texas barbed wire barriers installed by the Texas National Guard. Justice Roberts and Barrett sided with the Democrats. Not good. We are losing our country. Stop the invasion! There's another. This is Laura Logan, who is a disgraced former CBS reporter, now QAnon nut. This is all you need to know about today's Supreme Court decision. And she linked to another post alleging the Supreme Court's ruling violates the constitutional requirement to protect states against invasion. What do they have on Barrett and Roberts? The Constitution is clear. So hold on. Why is the assumption always, what kind of dirt do they have? Because they would never do this on their own. No, on this issue, look, it looks like the liberal justices and the administration said, why don't we have immigration be the job of the federal government? As opposed to, of course, letting every individual state enact their own border policies if they happen to be next to another country. Just imagine Michigan closing off the border to Canada. Wouldn't happen, right? That said, imagine Vermont taking the opposite stance and saying, we're going to open the border between the U.S. and Canada. Wide open. Come on in. Well, that wouldn't make any sense, would it? They just would go over to Vermont. Wouldn't make any sense. As I said, Texas completely closing its border as they want to do, but California opening it. What? It wouldn't make any sense. There would be chaos. Okay? No, the United States actually has to have a unified border policy, and that, of course, is the job of the federal government. You have to have the federal government in charge of the borders. But anyway, that said, Congress does need to address migration. Okay? I think there needs to be more border judges to help get through the case backlog a lot faster when, processing, for example, asylum claims or just, claims to get people into the country on a legal pathway, which is what most people, not Republicans, but most people agree should happen. Not only that, but they do need more money to support the numbers of migrants there that do need temporary shelter, do need food, because they have to eat, right? And so all that stuff needs to be addressed. Is it being addressed? No, because we have Republicans. In fact, there is only one bill in the Senate that they're working on right now. This is after numerous failed attempts to do any sort of immigration reform. The bill that they have in the Senate, the Democrats are probably going to agree to, would restrict asylum and the president's ability to grant special protections for immigrants escaping war and natural disaster. Why? Why would they agree with that? Oh, that would be in exchange for more money for Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. So, great. I don't like the bill at all. I don't like that it restricts asylum, which people have a legal right to do. Also, that we could send money to other countries to buy our weapons. Not in favor. Don't like it. Now, Republicans, some also don't like it, but for different reasons. For one, they think, some of them say it's not draconian enough. No, it should restrict immigration more. Oh, lovely. And others said they wouldn't pass it, even if they like it, because, well, it might be a political win for Joe Biden. Which, by the way, it wouldn't be, because average people don't want more restrictions on asylum. Average people want a pathway to citizenship. That's what they want in an immigration bill, okay? Who wants more border security? Who wants more money going to the border? Who wants more walls? That's Republicans who would never vote for Joe Biden anyway. So I don't know why he's going along with it, other than I just want to keep sending money to other countries, all right? That said, this is why Congress hasn't done anything. It's all politics. It's all nonsense. And speaking of nonsense, that's also why Greg Abbott put up the razor wire. He knows Republicans are most concerned with immigration. I'm going to do the polling here on that. For one, 81% of Republican primary voters agreed that illegal immigration is poisoning the blood of our country. Yeah, that's what Trump said. That's Nazi stuff. And 81% of Republican primary voters are like, yes, we're with the Nazis. Okay, their immigrants are poisoning the blood of the country. Wow. That includes majorities of both MAGA voters, 97%, and non-MAGA voters, 65%. 83% of Republicans believe that migrants and the border are the most important thing this country is facing right now. That's only 5% less than the economy and inflation. That's what they rank the importance of, okay? Immigration, migrants, the border, that's second in their list of how important things are. You look at the average American, the average voter, immigration ranks way down. So it's pretty clear that Republicans do not want people coming into this country. And by the way, it's not just legal versus illegal, right? They always say, oh, we're against illegal immigration. We're fine with legal immigration. No, you're not, because they continue to try to push bills that would make it harder for people to come into the country legally. Now there's more. James Kirkpatrick, a user whose handle includes the white supremacist site VDare, criticized Amy Coney Barrett, saying, told you, laws can't compare to a female judge's feelings. And by the way, every time I hear a right-winger say the word female, I think of Quark. I think of a Ferengi. Are you females? You know, allowed to wear clothes and you do commerce. We don't want that. We want them back in the home naked, barefoot, pregnant. That's what they want. All right. So again, every time they say female. All right. Anyway, he also said, it's illegal to enforce immigration law because borders make Amy Coney Barrett feel sad. It's just a casual misogyny as well. You know, who didn't see that one coming? Right-wingers being super misogynistic as well as xenophobic? Shocker. But not really. Okay. Another person writes, once again, Amy Coney Barrett was a huge mistake, and we all kind of knew this when we saw she had 2 adopted foreign children. Oh my God, she adopted two kids from Haiti. How pro-life of them, by the way, criticizing someone for adopting children who are now naturalized American citizens. Okay. Of course, that doesn't matter to them because you know what? Those children will always be considered the other among Republicans because they're not white. Yeah. The racism oozes off these accounts because that's all they are, ooze. Another person, this is Morning Talk radio host Kenny Webster. Amy Coney Barrett sold us out. So much for states' rights. Another said, with the Supreme Court and Barrett and Roberts being traitors. By the way, he spelled traitor wrong, as in like Trader Joe. I have little hope they side with Trump. Now they're okay with us having a southern border invasion? What the F's going on? Now here's the other thing that bothers me, right? Calling this an invasion. It's an invasion, it's an invasion. They're reframing that entire word. Redefining. All right. Remember, the people that are coming into this country are coming in from war-torn countries or places where they face abject poverty, starvation, or gang violence. They're trying to escape these things, right? To come into the country to get a better life. Right-wingers are comparing that to an invasion. They're calling that an invasion. No. Invasions are what Western powers have done for centuries to other countries as part of colonialism. And by the way, it's not just Western powers that have done invasions, obviously, but just using that as an example. Because, which way, Western man? Let's go do some colonialism. Now they think it's happening to them. Insane. No, migrants want to be part of the United States, not try to take it over for another country. That's what an invasion is. Taking it over for another country. It's not what's happening. But see, they use that word, they use that framing in order to stoke the fear of their base. And that's what it is. One more. Then here's a talk radio host Jerry Callahan saying, the next busload of illegals Greg Abbott sends north should go right to Amy Coney Barrett's front door. That's the one after that, too. What a disgrace. I think the real disgrace here is, not appreciating American values. That American value is welcoming people into this country in order to make us stronger. Because that's what happens when you have new, diverse ideas. That's what happens when you have workers that come into the country. People that are wanting to build the American dream. They've built so many different businesses and given so many opportunities to other people, as well as themselves. Members of their family and members of their community. Then they strengthen the community. Unlike, of course, racists who always tend to weaken the community and take away from it. So I think the lesson here is it doesn't matter if you pretty much do everything the MAGA base wants, all right? I mean, she was one of the ones who helped destroy Roe to take away choice from millions of women in this country. Because apparently they need to replenish the domestic stock of infants or something. Do all that, but if you do a single thing that they don't agree with, immediately they turn on you as if you're the enemy.